Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Pillage here as we work our way through another one of the scenarios. Today we have a fun one, different than all the others before, and that's called Landing, which is kind of an amphibious landing, as we have raiders landing and then attempting to attack a defended area. So the context for it is a troop of Vikings sails up the Loire towards Nantes and stops as it nears a monastery. A godsend for these Scandinavians. However, alerted by the sight of Norse sails on the river a few days earlier, a band of Bretons is ready to fight to the death to defend the holy site. So normally here we'd be looking at like Vikings versus Bretons, but again, you could swap out and create your own custom version of that. Doesn't necessarily have to be these guys. But attacker and defender equal points here at 600. Deployment, the Breton player deploys first. They can't place any figures within 10 of the Loire, right? So at least 10 away from the river. Before the start of the game, they can choose to deploy hidden figures inside buildings. If your buildings don't let you place them physically inside, then note those on a piece of paper and secretly keep that out of the way. The Vikings deploy next. They start the game aboard longships on the Loire. The Viking player can place their longships anywhere on the river. And then we'll use the rules for naval combat, obviously, on this. We're going to cover that separately, but obviously if you're playing the scenario, you should be familiar with that. Now, this is a longer one than the others. It's geared for 12 turns, so it's going to go on for a while, unless somebody gets wiped out. The Viking player, the objectives now, the Viking player must bring at least 5 loot to their longships before the end of the game, right? So we got to get to an area where we can actually get loot, and then make it all the way back too. So we got to survive to get up there, get the loot, and then survive on the way back, and at least do that 5 total times. Some combination of maybe some guys will be going back and forth while the others fight, or we get lucky and get 5 separate guys and then basically race back to the boat. Fun scenario. Now, normally here, basic weather is clear skies, no special rules, but we could, again, fun variations when we have these rules here. We could play this under different weather conditions. We could play this at night, all kinds of different things, right? Night and weather. There's all kinds of fun stuff we can do. And again, as it notes here, right, we can swap this out for other attacker-defender scenarios. There's, more than one river out there in different areas, right? Now, the special rules, the monastery itself, use the building rules on page 74. It has, or does shelter 4 monks. Now, when they're outside of the monastery, they act as prisoners. And again, it could be a sort of a secondary objective as well. Now, the watchtower, 2 wooden watchtowers are placed along the Loire. Use the rules for ladders to get up or down a watchtower. They're flammable as any ordinary building. Kind of get an idea of the layout there. Okay, and then the map as it shows. So the area around the monastery, this must be more than 10 from the Loire, right? Ideally want to keep that further away. 5 houses or more are spread around the defender deployment area. 2 watchtowers are deployed in the 10-inch strip along the shore of the Loire. In addition, 10 loot is placed in the village, marked with tokens with the 1 on them. Again, we've seen that here, right? We can see a couple as we work our way around the village. Again, you could customize that a little bit to suit as well. And it can be picked up as normal. All buildings can be searched using the normal rules for searching as well. So again, our table there. And then the attacker's deployment area is 12. Is a 12-inch deep rectangle as shown on the map. The attackers begin the game aboard 1 or more ships, and ships can be beached anywhere along the banks of the Loire. So it doesn't have to obviously be right in front of the towers if you don't want, and depending on how many ships though. So it might make sense to actually beach near one of the towers, take that over so that you don't have 2 towers raining arrows on you. Presumably would be the best choice up there. But it gives you an idea of the layout. Ideally, the defenders would probably put some speed bumps up front, make that take as long as possible. There is a lot of loot up front, though, at least the way the map is designed here. More of it towards the back. Nothing all the way over here. Of course, we got the monastery itself, but might make sense to vary that a little bit, maybe put a little bit over here, kind of spread it out, force them to get all the way back here, work their way around stuff before they can get back to the ship, too. Now, a strategy, too, would be to maybe get them a little eager, get them close to go pick up a loot, but then once they have it, make life very difficult for the attacker. So different strategies, but a fun one. Again, different than just purely, hey, let's go kill the other side. A lot of things involved here, and some fun bits of terrain and stuff as well. But again, another one where we do need to collect loot of various kinds. It doesn't say, you know, anything special about the monks, again, other than they turn prisoners if they're brought outside. But again, that could be a fun secondary objective as well. To customize that further. So let us know, guys, if you've tried the landing scenario. Not too many manufacturers out there that have Viking ships. I think Sarissa has one at the right scale. Might be some others. If you know any, hit us up in the comments on that. But a fun scenario. Like I said, let us know if you played this. Did you have more success of the attacker defender? What were the factions? Did you use any weather? Hit us up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more soon. Thanks for watching.